All right, last week we went on a field trip in Boston. You got lost. You didn't have your cell phone. You had no M7. You had to remember how we got there to get back, right? And what did you do with those instructions? You had to look at how we got there, look at the steps of how we got there. We walked across the Longfellow Bridge on the right side of the road. When we reached Staniford Street, we turned left. We went down the hill. Staniford became Causeway, and the building was on our left. To get back, we went the same way, but starting at the end. And the directions were opposite. So as we went back, instead of going down, we went up. Instead of turning left, we turned right. Instead of staying on the right side of the road, we stayed on the left side of the road to get back to where we started. Now you have to remember that when we're solving an equation for x, that we're doing the same thing. That x is where we started. We want to know what operations did we do to x to get that ending number. We can look at PEMDAS to see what order we did those operations. Then we're going to undo all those operations in reverse order to where we started. So for example, I chose a number, so it may be some unknown, and when it's an unknown, we use a variable, so we'll use x. I added 6, divided by 4, multiplied by 8, added 7, multiplied by 10, and ended with 310. So to find what my x is, to get back to where I started, you have to do the opposite operation in the opposite order. So we're going to go up this list instead of down. And instead of multiply, we're going to divide. So we'll take 310, that final number, and divide it by 10. Instead of adding 7, we're going to subtract 7. So we're going to take that 31 and subtract the 7. Instead of multiplying by 8, we're going to divide by 8. Instead of dividing by 4, we're going to multiply by 4. Instead of adding 6, we're going to subtract 6. And so now you know my final number, my starting number was 6. I started with 6, I did all these steps, and I ended with 310. So you found that unknown thing. You found our unknown, our variable, by going in reverse order up the list and doing the opposite operation. So we're going to practice doing that with equations, because actually this whole crazy thing is this complicated equation right there. We're not going to do that today, but we're going to use do and undo tables to track our steps in order so that we can do the reverse order and the opposite operation to solve for the variable.